Hi everyone, I'm back. My name is Norma. I'm coming to deliver another message to you about the life of being married as well as now being single. As a married woman, I came into a relationship at a very young age, the age of 16. I wasn't ready for marriage, but I did wanted it. I thought I had fallen in love. I thought this is the answer to all my problems. Coming from a childhood that there was a lot of rejection, a lot of pain inflicted in areas. A lot of us come from a bad childhood. Our parents try to do their best in trying to raise us up and what their parents passed on to them. But there are those gray areas where they miss it. And so we as human beings, we just go on. We just try our best to just go on and grow up and pass on to our kids what was passed on to us. So when I got married at the age of 16, I was ignorant on knowing what marriage was about. I wasn't even a grown-up adult yet. So I've learned a lot from that point. There's a lot of wisdom that was imparted to me. And I want to thank God for every bit of it. I have no regrets. I will never have regrets, even in my trials, even going through pain, even to things coming to a point of death. I will never have regrets because the word says that no matter what the devil turns out for bad, God turns it around for better. And you gain wisdom, you gain understanding, and you mature. When I was at 16 and I got married, what I did was I just did like everybody else did. When you first get married, you think you're getting married because of love, or you have a reason why you're getting married. Some get pregnant and they get married for that reason. Some other ones want to escape a childhood that is not a good childhood, and that was my reason. Some just want to get married because they think it is love, but it's actual lust. We really don't know what marriage is until we study, until we actually really study and we find out what marriage really is, until we experience what marriage really is. When I first got married, I became a mom real quick. I started to get to know my husband. I started to get to know how he was, because before I wasn't even going out. I didn't go nowhere. I'm not parties or goes out to drink or goes to do anything. I basically am a person that stays home. I don't know, that's just me. So I didn't really go out nowhere. I enjoyed my life at home. And when I first met my husband, then my ex-husband, then, you know, even when I was his girlfriend, I still didn't go out with him because my mom and dad were very, very strict. And so I didn't really get time to know him. I met him at work. I worked for him for about a year and just knew of him as a co-worker, my boss. He was my manager. And that's how I knew him, but not as a man that you would get involved with. I didn't get to know him, and when I started getting to know him or got married to him, that's when I began to get to know him. A lot of us jump into it just like I did. And when we do, it winds up hurting us. We wind up getting hurt by the ignorant part, not knowing that individual, not knowing what we're getting ourselves into, not knowing what our responsibilities are as a wife, not knowing what's our responsibilities as a mother, not knowing. We don't know how to be parents, we don't know how to be wives, we don't know how to be anything until we jump into it and we find out, or unless we've known before. And at that point I didn't. So we come together and we join, and I didn't know if this was going to be the man that God had given me. I wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't know if if he was gonna, if we were gonna be together, if we were gonna, join hands together. I just liked him. I found him attractive, and I worked beside him, and I just found him attractive and married him. And there is more into having to realize, open up your eyes and realize who your partner is gonna be. You gotta evaluate the personal area, not just a professional area. If you have a friend that is your coworker, you got to get to know more as a coworker. You got to get to know him as a person outside of the job. When you get to know him as a person outside of the job, then you're going to have to make a decision. Is he the one that I want? Is he the one that I'm going to, can we work together as a team? Is he the one that I want as my partner for life? Are we going to be able to handle life together? Are we going to be able to know how to communicate? How to draw wisdom from one another? Is this person, is their judgment good? Is their discerning good? Check even their area of their health. What kind of health problems the family have, because what's in their health is gonna incite you, as well as incite your past, your generation, your parents, it'll affect the family. My ex-husband's family had diabetes. Now my son has diabetes, and on my side of the family, I can't really say what's on my side of the family. There's diabetes on the side of my mom's side, but it was her stepdad. And they're really a heart problem. The heart problem, I think, is just basically stress. We're all workers, extreme workaholics. And so that's really what affects my side of the family. But on his side of the family is diabetes and cancer, and that's kind of passed on to my son. And you gotta evaluate what's gonna be carried on. Not only in the blood, in your DNA, will it be transferred over to your children, but what's going to be carried on but mentally, by the thoughts, the traditions, the religion, everything and anything. You have to take time out to get to know that person. And a lot of us don't. We just jump into it. And when we jump into it, we also don't evaluate what we carry with us into that relationship. We can carry a load of hurt, pain, rejection, a lot of things that affected us in our childhood. And when we do this, when we carry on this this load of rejection and pain, you then are gonna have regrets, because it's gonna affect your marriage. It will affect your marriage. Evaluate your situation before you walk into it. Any situation you walk into, but more the one that you're gonna walk into, that will be your marriage, because it will affect both you and the person that you care for. Evaluate your heart, the wounds that are in your heart. Are you ready for this relationship? Have you gotten over your rejection? Have you gotten over your anger? If you drink, are you an alcoholic? If you're a drug addict, are you a drug addict? Are you still a drug addict? Are you entering into a relationship with another drug addict or an alcoholic, or a person that also has anger problems? A person that has insecurities? Because if both of you are weak, then it's two blind men, two blind people, two blind persons coming together. And when you go into a relationship, one blind leading the other blind, you're both gonna fall. To have a strong partner is good, but when both of you are strong, it's even better. When one is stronger than the other one that is weak has to hurry up and come through, because you're gonna wind up pulling your partner that is strong. You're gonna wind up pulling them down with you if you don't get up and get going. And it's not fair for them to carry the load. If both of you are weak, both of you are just pulling each other down instead of helping each other up. I'm talking about like people that may drink or do drugs, have anger problems. You might, with anger problems, you'll have a chance of killing each other, of really beating each other up verbally, emotionally, mentally, and maybe physically too. It may wind up in death. And you pass it on to your kids. If you have a drug problem, then both of you are just committing suicide together. There's many addictions in this world, many issues that we may carry over into a relationship. Whatever it is, just like diseases, cancer, diabetes, we can pass it on. These issues that we have in life. That's why you need to unload before you start loading again. You've got to imagine yourself like a cup that had been so full of so much. And that cup has, let's say, water with dirt in it. You got to empty yourself out. Clean up that glass again. And then start filling it up with good things before you walk into another relationship. In doing this, it's going to benefit you as well as your partner. It's going to be good. It's going to be good for you to evaluate yourself and empty yourself out, because you'll be able to handle a lot of more things a lot better. Okay, let's say you're with a partner that has issues and you've already cleared yourself out and you're ready to start. Okay, and that partner has anger issues. Well, to every anger issue there is a root to that problem. And you're gonna have to find the root of that problem and not trigger whatever triggers he has. Don't trigger it. Don't hit those hot spots. Learn how to avoid the hot spots, and instead of getting that person angry, help that person get up further in their walk. If there are people that are insecure, there's a root to the problem as well. Fear. Fear. You gotta have to talk to them. What are you afraid of? Assurance. Give them assurance all the time. See, you're the person that is gonna be the strong one that is gonna help them come up and go forward. But if you yourself are insecure too, he screams at you or you scream at him, you both under a lot of insecurity, words are gonna come out of guarding your heart that are gonna be words of anger and rejection and just wanting to hurt you back because of self-defense. And you don't want this. So evaluate yourself before going in and be prepared if the other person that you met is not ready. Be ready to carry him. Now, if you can find a person that is as strong as you are, then God bless you. You're still going to have issues in life. Issues in life in general, you get married, there's bills, there's the, financial problems that you may run into, expenses when you start a family. There's going to be issues. It's not going to be perfect. And those issues will cause you to mature and grow together. Know how to work a problem out together by communicating. Those issues are going to cause you to grow. Okay? The book of James says, rejoice when you're going through trials and tribulations, because it's building up endurance. It's making you strong. It's giving you wisdom. It's maturing you. And you can pass that on to your kids and pass it on to people. Give them advice. But if you got a couple that both are weak, it's not going to last. You're going to go through the trials over and over and over and over, because there's going to be a continual arguing. You're continually pushing each other's buttons. You're always on eggshells. You don't know how to make that person happy. You can't be happy. So you're going to continually have problems. So you got two people that are weak. Or you got a couple that one is strong and one is weak. Or you got a couple that both are strong. Not perfect, but strong. Go for the ones that are strong, that you may see that is in your same level of strength. Or someone that is stronger than you, but it's always better to go with someone that you see that is almost in your same level. That way you can meet each other there. Because you don't want to, find somebody stronger than you and have them to really pull your load. Now let me go and talk to you a little bit about what it means to go with someone that you do encounter that is weaker than you. When you get with someone that is weaker than you, you better expect to go in there and carry the load. In carrying the load, make sure that that individual is gonna be understanding that he or she is pulling you down, and they need to pick up their responsibility to carry the load. Go through a lot of, let's say, studies of evaluation of insecurities or fears or whatever the problem may be inside of that person's mind from the past. Go through classes, go read books of people that are insecure. What is it? What's the root of the problem? Why are they insecure? Why are they so scared? Why is their confidence so low? Hit the root of the problem and talk to that individual. Bear with them and them getting over it. Pray much for them, much for them, and love them and have that understanding, because at that point that individual is sick in spirit. And you're going to have to be like a doctor. You're going to have to go in there and help them heal. If you do not know how to handle that individual, then it's going to hurt you. You're going to take it personal. And you're going to get angry at that individual. You need to hurry up and grow up, or you need to do, or you need, and then you want to try to control that individual. Evaluate both people. Evaluate yourself and evaluate them, where they're at and where you're at in the very beginning of a relationship. Because if you don't, like I said, you're going to go through struggles. Now, when you're in that struggle, don't get angry at them. You better look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you chose this person. Now deal with them. Once you say that to yourself, then find the problem. What is the problem? And deal with the problem. Find the solution. Solution, 1 Corinthians 13. Love. Love is not jealous. Love is not self-seeking. Love does not provoke. Love, there's so many things in 1 Corinthians 13 that you can read up on what all love is. Gentle and patient and kind. But you got to find the root of the problem, not just in that individual, what's hurting them, what's making them go off, but the root of the problem in yourself as well. Why are you not being patient? It may be because you weren't expecting it. You were looking for a perfect relationship. But it's not. It wasn't meant to be perfect. It was meant for you to get it to that perfection stage, but not perfect. You know, work towards it. When you first get married, you do it out of lust, out of attraction. Some get married to a person because they're attractive. Others get married to them because of their money. Others get married just for the wrong reasons. And you gotta make it right. What is the reason you got married? And then, are you ready for it? Have you evaluated? If you've evaluated and you see what you're getting yourself into, then take the responsibility and see it all the way through. Once you realize what is in front of you, before you even step into it, tell yourself, this is what's in front of me. This is what I'm going to have to be dealing with. Now, how do I do that? Find the weakness of that individual, look for it, evaluate it, and help them through. Once you get over that, then go again to whatever else is causing the problem. And you're hitting each and every one of them, one by one, knocking down these obstacles that stand between you and them and love. Evaluate. That's what this is about. Evaluate your partner. Evaluate their DNA before you get married to them. Evaluate their hurts, their past, your past, and your hurts. Evaluate where they're at. Are they above you in being strong or beneath you? Are they equal to you? Or are you the same? Evaluate. This way, you will know what you're coming into or getting yourself into. Evaluate. And be ready for your next step. Commitment, perseverance, and growth. Growing together into one, becoming one. Then that will be a true marriage. Do not step into it if both are weak. Do not step into it if you don't know what's going to happen, or you know that both are sick in spirit. Do not step into it, especially if he's strong and you're weak, or she's strong and you're weak, and you're not willing to humble. Humility is the key of having to learn one from another, surrendering your opinions, surrendering yourself, and becoming a student all over again with your partner. Don't see so much their ugly parts, but look at their good parts. Focus more on their goods and not too much on their bads, because you chose that person. You had already made that decision. Before you stepped into it, you made that decision. Cover and minister to their hurts and learn how to help them up, and draw on their goods and love them and focus more on their goods. And in doing this, you two can grow together further. And you will have all the benefits of a strong couple to pass on to people out there and to your very own children. Becoming strong pillars for the kingdom of God, for your community. Becoming role models. And this is what we want. You want peace on earth? Begin at home. Evaluate what you're getting yourself into. Evaluate what's within your heart before you step out into a world with another person. Evaluation. That's the key word. Okay? God bless you. I'm praying for y'all. And Pray for me. My name is Norma. Thank you.